we're in our third week of life skills and our health and wellness classes. And we, this month, of course, was self-care. And today is physical care. And our guest is Christopher Adams, who would like to be called Chris. And he's with Disability Rights and Resources. And he is an employment specialist. And he will be speaking on physical care, all aspects of it. And please feel free, if you're watching us live, to send a question and engage him and all of you at the table. If you have any questions, feel free. Take it away.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chris Adams. Again, I would love an interactive discussion. Please don't be quiet on me. You know, I like to talk, but I like to engage for others to receive information as well. A little bit about me. I stopped walking when I was 12 years old. I had the flu, and the virus from the flu went to my spinal cord and damaged some nerves. Okay, I stopped walking in a matter of 2 minutes. I was walking to the bathroom, and my legs were going out, and I was kind of wondering, like, what's wrong with my legs, you know? And I sat down, and I couldn't get off the commode. So that I dropped down to the floor, and I crawled to the telephone to call my mom because she came and got me. The ambulance, we waited for the ambulance. The ambulance didn't know what was wrong either. So we waited a couple hours. They told us to wait. It could have just been poor circulation. After about 3 hours went by, we went back. We called them again. They took us to the emergency room. The emergency room could not find out what was wrong with me at all. So they made me stay overnight. And you know, and as I stayed overnight, I said to the Lord, please let this be a dream. You know, let me wake up and it's all over. But I woke up and it wasn't over. You know, so it made me think about life in a totally different way. It made me realize that anything can happen in the drop of a hat. You know, and you have to keep your mind healthy so that you won't go into a deep dark place. And that's what I've learned throughout this journey. A big part of staying well is by physical fitness, but physical fitness and physical wellness, it has everything. There's a branch that falls under all of that. So there's physical wellness, there's emotional wellness, there's occupational wellness, there's intellectual wellness, there's social wellness, there's spiritual wellness, and there's environmental wellness. So all of those things come together to create a physically well person. So the first thing is about physical wellness that I want to talk about, because I used to weigh 350 pounds. When I first stopped walking, when I first got in the wheelchair, I was chunky, you know, but I was 12 years old, and so to cope with the feeling of losing the use of my legs, I lived with my grandma. My grandma used to just cook all the time for me just to make me feel good. Pizza, hot dogs, chicken, all kinds of stuff, pies, and it was something that helped. It made her feel better, you know, by cooking it for me. And of course, food makes everybody happy, right? Yeah. So, you know, but over the years and throughout high school, middle school, I just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Until again, I reached that 350 pound limit. At that point, I was in a size 6X shirt. I was wearing a 54 in waist in my pants. So it got really serious, and I didn't choose to do anything about it until I got away from my household, you know, because I got away from regular habits. I was no longer eating pork. I limited my amount of cheese intake and things like that, just because I wanted more for myself, and I wanted to see exactly how I would feel if I eliminated some of those things out of my diet. But that was a choice of mine, though. So I want to do something like a icebreaker of some sort, just to kind of clear the air. Can somebody?
Wait a minute, I just want to back up. So you started at 350 pounds, and on your own, you chose away. What do you mean when you went away from your home? Where were you when you went away?
When I went away, I was in college. I was at Tuskegee University, and all of what my grandma was cooking wasn't around me anymore. So what she wanted me to eat wasn't there anymore. So I decided to start eating salads with no salad dressing and taking. Wow. I started taking the fried skin off of the chicken. That was the beginning process. I started drinking more water. I didn't drink any sweet tea, things like that. Because sweet tea was like a go-to drink every night in my household growing up. So yeah. I got away from those type of things, and I started to see changes in my body.
Did you study? Did you know by the time you were in Tuskegee that your eating habits were inappropriate?
Not in the beginning, no. I didn't.
So did you study the process, or did a doctor help you?
No, a doctor never helped me.
Wow.
Yeah, a doctor never helped me. They used to always give me a nutritionist, and they will always give you like a big list of foods that you shouldn't and can't eat. But a lot of times those nutritionists that was given to me, they were overweight as well. So it was, I was kind of like, why? How can I listen to you? You know what I mean? So I didn't start studying until maybe 2016. That's when I started studying. When I wanted to see if food brought me close, if eliminating a lot of different foods. So I went vegan for 4 months in the beginning, and I wanted to see if it brought me closer to God. That was my whole purpose for doing it, and it did. It was kind of like how people fast. Yeah. It was something. It was like that, but it was for a longer purpose.
So how did it bring you closer to God?
It makes you like vibrate higher. So it makes your body feel better. It makes your mind a lot clearer. It makes your skin clearer. It just you're able to function a lot better. You're not so tired by the end of your day. You're not mentally fatigued or physically fatigued because the food, if you start to put vegetables and better nutrients into your body, then it helps your body function better.
So you're able to.
How long did it take you to lose? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So it made it easier to concentrate on the Bible and prayer and stuff. It
made me. Yeah, it changed my focus from always wanting to eat, always having some type of craving for a certain type of foods to focusing on okay, God, what should I be doing right now, or how can I make this in my life better? You know what I mean? So yeah, it brought me to like a prayer space in my own mind. You know what I mean? It felt really good.
So how much weight did you lose?
Don't want to interrupt. We got somebody asking online. Christine wanted to know what was the most challenging thing when you went off to college as a disabled person.
When I went off to college as a disabled person, the most challenging thing, honestly, was accessibility. There was not a lot of accessibility on campus at all, and Tuskegee University is a very old school. So when I got there, dorms had not been renovated since like the '60s, and so I actually had to change my major at one point because I could not get into what was called the engineering building. I couldn't get into it. So I changed my major so I wouldn't have to worry about that. It was just too much to try to worry about. I was already on my own. It was my first time being away from my family, being disabled. I had only been disabled about a good 5 or 6 years at that time. So I was still getting used to everything and then trying to live a regular life like everybody else without having the accessibility like everybody else did. It was difficult. So I really tried to eliminate some things just to lessen my stress. I didn't want to worry about, well, I can't take this class in this building, so let me go talk to this professor, or let me go talk to the dean of students to make an entire class change just for me. It was just too much, and that was another thing for like internships and stuff in college. I didn't go through internships because I felt like it was going to be hard to find a place that was accessible. So that accessibility was always the hardest thing, and it still is.
And I'm going to your habits for diabetes?
For diabetes, there needs to be a lot of water intake, and I would focus on alkaline foods. If you have never heard of alkaline foods, please do the research. Alkaline foods fights all types of, it fights heart disease, it fights diabetes, it fights cancer, they fight all this. So there is basically just a lot of leafy greens, cucumbers, tomatoes, onions, just all of your green, fresh vegetables that come from the earth. Those are alkaline foods. Everything else, if you eat a lot of sugary foods, that will take your blood pressure. That will take your blood sugar level very high, especially because if you combine them with eating stuff like milk and any white foods really will cause diabetes the most. So I would, and bread is probably the worst thing for people who are trying to fight diabetes or high blood sugar. So I would definitely eliminate that. If you find that alkaline is too tough, then I would also recommend the paleo diet. That's after I went vegan for 4 months, I decided to incorporate meat back into my diet after that. And what I did was start to research the paleo diet. The paleo diet is lean meats and vegetables. No rice, no breads, no cheese, and no sugar. So that's basically the way cavemen used to eat back in the first days. They ate lean meats, chicken and turkey. Some people eat pork and beef, but I don't recommend pork and beef because pork and beef can cause you to gain a lot of weight quick. It'll also cause your blood pressure to go up and your blood sugar levels as well.
With the paleo diet, because you mentioned it's avoiding sugars.
Mm-hmm.
People who have hypoglycemia, which is, low blood sugar, that would not be a diet that you would need to be, right? I mean, or is there enough sugar within those foods?
Now in that case, they would have to consult their doctor to see what will work best for them, because when you have certain health circumstances, you have to cater to your diet. You can't neglect certain things. So but fruits have a lot of healthy sugar in them. So I definitely encourage people to eat fruits if they need help with that.
Yeah, fruits definitely have a lot of sugar in them, and they don't hurt people with diabetes.
So how much weight did you lose and how long did it take you?
Okay, so in 2009 I was 350 pounds. In 2019 I am 179. So I can't really do the calculations on that. If somebody can do that for me.
In 2019, you're now what?
I'm now 179.
So you've lost, oh my gosh. 171 pounds.
171. So I've lost 171 pounds in 10 years.
But you must have lost it, and you've just been able to
Maintain
it and keep it off.
Yeah, it didn't take me 10 years to do it. So as they say, in 2009 through about 2012 or 13, I went from 350 to about 270, and then from 2013 to maybe 2015, I went from like 270 to 250, and then from 2016 to now is when I went from 250 to 179. Because it's all going to happen in spurts. You can't rush it, and I know it's really hard when you don't see the results as quick as you want to see them. But a lot of times that comes because people don't really eat the right foods that will cut fats. We can't one day you can't eat. One day you can't eat, let's say, you can't eat cookies and cakes and pies, and then the next day you say, well, since I already messed up, I'm going to continue to eat wrong. No, every day, every single day is a process. Every day is a new stage. So when you wake up the next day, you say, hey, I'm going to do better today. But you have to make up in your mind that you're going to do better.
We got a couple more questions from our online viewers. This is another one from Umo again. He says, do you feel that laughter and comedy helps with everyday life and issues like depression and obesity?
Everyday comedy definitely helps with laughter, depression, and that is something that we'll talk about when we get to emotional wellness.
And then another one from Christine. She says, was there a time that you went through depression after you became disabled?
There was a time that I went through depression when I became disabled, but it was a silent depression. So I didn't speak about it much to anybody, and I just kind of I suppressed my feelings and went on throughout life. I went on to complete different tasks in life without trying to acknowledge my hurt for losing the use of my legs. I didn't want anybody to see me hurting on the inside because I knew that it wasn't going to do anything it wasn't going to help me. Yeah. And for people to feel sorry for me, that does nothing either. You know what I mean? So it was something that I had to work through, and that took me years to understand that I was suppressing that anger. And I worked it out through. I did go to the gym. That helped a lot. I changed my eating habits. That helped a lot. But another wellness factor is occupational wellness as well. You have to love what you get up and do every day. And if you don't love what you get up and do every day, that's going to trigger a lot of things. That's going to trigger depression. That's going to also trigger bad eating habits. It's going to make you not want to go work out. So it's going to make you angry at the world. You're just not going to want to do anything. So yeah, so that was something. So depression was something I went through as well.
So are you happy at this weight?
Am I happy at 179? I'm very happy at 179. My clothes can fit. I don't have to worry about searching high and low for good looking clothes anymore, because I honestly, that was the worst thing about being overweight for me, was the fact that I couldn't find clothes to fit me. That was just, it was the worst thing. I didn't have some people have maybe breathing issues and things like that, but I didn't have those. It was just it was the fact of looking for clothes and having a wide wheelchair. That was the worst. I couldn't get into doors and bathrooms with a wide wheelchair because it was over the standard size. So that was really tough. I couldn't get smaller cars because my wheelchair was so big, and so I couldn't bring the big wheelchair across my lap because it was too big. It was too heavy. So I loved it.
How much exercise do you do? I mean, how do you, obviously this weight loss, besides feeling so good, is brought upon by the fact that you're very healthy. Mm-hmm. And that comes through physical wellness as well, correct? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how much do you do? How much workout do you do? And how do you do it?
Okay, so I try to work out 4 days a week. Now, I can't say that 4 days a week happens all the time, but you have to do something, at least do 30 minutes of a workout. If it's just for wheelchair users, if it's just rolling up and down your street, for people who are able to walk, if it's just walking a few blocks, you have to do something. So for me, I played wheelchair basketball. I still play wheelchair basketball, actually. That's where I get the majority of my cardio from. And it was really hard as a wheelchair user to find things to do in the gym. I go to Planet Fitness, and it was really hard to find things to do there when it came to cardio, because most people use treadmills and the biking machine, right?
Oh, so, yeah, right.
You can use an arm bike, but I think that's pretty boring. Simply because I roll all day, so I can do that myself. You know what I mean? So, So what I did in the gym, you guys know about the battle ropes. Mm-hmm. I do those. Yeah, I do those. That's how I keep my cardio going. Yeah, I keep that going. Then I used to have, the best thing about it is to get a workout partner. That was the most productive thing that I had when I first started working out. I had a cousin who's he actually, after working with me, he became a fitness instructor. But it was his love, it was his passion to just work out. And so I decided to join him. And at first, I would tell him, I don't need your help. I know what I'm doing, But as time went on, though, I seen that there was more of an art to working out, because you have to feel good when you're doing it. You don't want to put too much stress on your body. When you're done, you want to be able to relax your body so that when you wake up, you're not feeling super sore. I mean, you're gonna feel sore because if you feel sore, that means you did something right. You know what I mean? But don't let the soreness deter you from going back, because pain is gain. If there ain't no pain, ain't no gain.
I would say some pain is gain.
And so, but a workout partner is very important though, because they keep you motivated. When you don't feel like going, they'll motivate you. You know what I mean? When they don't feel like going, it's your job to motivate them.
Yeah.
When you're in the gym with a workout partner, you just have conversations about anything, like about your daily life. You both can talk about things going on in your life. That's how you build a healthy friendship, a healthy relationship, and it doesn't make you think that you're working out so much, but you're doing it. And it was plenty of stuff that we did in the gym that I do now by myself, and I was just like, wow, we did all this, and it felt so free when I had a workout partner. So, I mean, I encourage anybody, if you can, to find you a workout partner, find you an accountability partner, somebody that will pull you along when you just don't feel like going.
Where do you play basketball?
Lakeshore Foundation.
So you're on their team?
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That is such an incredible place.
I love playing wheelchair basketball. When I was walking, I did play able-bodied ball as well. And to be honest, I think that wheelchair basketball is more fun. You get to crash into people when you want to, and things like
Is that the problem here?
No, this is not the right chip for that.
No, you're right. It's not.
Yeah, you have to have the ankle.
The
width.
slanted ones, yeah.
We use sports chairs.
Yeah.
The rugby shit, they shoot each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, the rugby. Now, rugby. I wish I could play rugby.
Play rugby. So you don't play rugby.
No, rugby is only for paralyzed people. So yeah, they won't. Yeah,
They wanted Lorenzo to play rugby.
Really?
And he went and watched a game, and he watched them pick up somebody that had been, everybody gets thrown over and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, I break one bone and that'll be it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
that'd be
rough,
rough.
really rough. Jason, do you go to Lakeshore?
I did once we had cup, yeah.
So did you get into sports there?
I don't actually play like activity things.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, they have tennis that's happening on Saturday. So I'm trying to learn tennis. I've always wanted to play tennis. Tennis was actually one of the sports that I had started playing right before I stopped walking. So it's going to be very interesting to see how to do it while in the wheelchair.
We've got two more questions from online. They both come from Christine. And she asks, so do you think you are an inspiration? And the second one is, what is your greatest accomplishment?
Do I think that I'm an inspiration? I do believe that I am an inspiration to people. The more I hear it, the more I believe it, because I take it with a grain of salt, because truthfully, I'm just trying to live my life the best way I can. I can only do as much as I can, and that's what I strive to do. But I do, as I grow through in my journey, I realize that there are a lot of people who don't have as much get up and go as I do. Their mentality, the mentality has to be shaped to want more and to want better for themselves. And that's exactly where being physically well comes into play, because all those things I mentioned before, they tie into being physical well. So if you're emotionally not well, then your physical is not going to be well. If your occupational job isn't well for you, then your physical is not going to be well. If your intellectual isn't well for you, then your physical isn't going to be well. Spiritual environment, like if your environment isn't right, then your physical wellness is deteriorating, because bad things can soak up all of your good energy.
Wow.
And what do you mean by environment? Like where you live?
Yes, if you have toxic people around you, toxic friends, all those things can really take your physical wellness down, especially if you don't do anything to get away from that negativity.
So what is your disability? You say you're not paralyzed, so what do they consider your disability?
I have transverse myelitis. So it's an inflammation of the spinal cord. So what it did was damage a lot of my nerves on my lower spine. So it stops certain functions from happening in my legs. So I can't do things like kick. I can't kick, but I can wiggle my toes and wiggle my feet.
So how did they finally figure that out?
Well, they had to bring a specialist in that next morning. And so when the specialist came in, the specialist said you have either two things. You have either transverse myelitis or the other disease started with the G. And it could have affected my respiratory system as well. And what was ironic was that one of my friends' mother called me while I was in the hospital. He had gotten the disease that affected the respiratory system as well. So
Guillain-Barré, I bet.
what was it called?
Guillain-Barré.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah. It started in his lower body, and it went right up.
That's what it is.
So I mean, that was, and when I first stopped walking, there was no research on transverse myelitis. You know, it was. I didn't. That's why it took them so long to figure out what was wrong. But it was over the years, though, they have now developed like a research foundation, all types of things now, because more people have been struck with it. You know what I mean?
And your transverse myelitis was caused from a viral infection.
The flu.
The flu.
In 2004.
Wow. We saw it right to their copies.
So one thing I want to do is I want you guys to I want you guys to tell me whether you like cookies or pie. Who likes cookies?
Everybody, I do.
I do, but
Who likes cookies? Okay, who likes cookies and who likes pie?
I like cookies.
Cookies.
We like both.
You got to pick one. You got to pick
I'll
one.
say cookies because it depends on what type of pies. Usually,
Yeah,
any
definitely
cookie I like.
cookies.
Definitely cookies.
Yeah, cookies.
Everybody likes cookies.
Yep, cookies.
Wow. So, all right, who's gonna be the spokesperson to tell me why you like cookies and why you don't like pie? No, since all y'all like cookies, I need one person to say why y'all like the cookies, and then one person has to tell me why you don't like pie over cookies. So who's gonna take the why you like the cookies part?
I like both, but I like cookies because there's so many variety of cookies you can choose from. And pie, you got a lot of variety, but it's not too much good pie unless it's peach.
So peach that's the only pie you like is peach pie.
I like peach pie better than any other pie.
Okay.
I would say there's more for me. For me, there's more flavors of cookies that I like than flavors of pie. I'm not a big apple pie person. I like peach pie, I'm pretty sure. Chocolate pie I like, but I mean, there's just not that many.
Okay.
There's like cookies and man, I want to stop talking about cookies. I'm on a diet right now.
Okay. What about you?
Although there's some cookies.
Well, for me, I like cookies because, like they said, like there's more variety than pies. Of course, I don't eat pies, but I like cookies.
So you don't eat pies at all?
I don't eat pies at all, and I barely even eat sweets.
That's good.
So, yeah.
See, I asked y'all that because I wanted you guys to make a decision, and stand on that decision, and y'all were able to do that, and that's what you have to do for each goal that you set. You have to make a decision to pick a goal and to stick with that goal, because if you waver back and forth, then you're not gonna make that goal happen. You know what I mean? So
So if I chose cookies, it's okay. My goal is just to eat cookies and not pie.
if your goal is to just eat cookies and not pie, then stick to it. But I hope you work out after you eat those cookies. Or drink some water though to wash that sugar down or something,
Amen.
I'm not really able to exercise right now.
Not able to exercise. So your best bet, if anybody is unable to exercise, it's really important that you pick a good diet to a lifestyle to choose. Because I don't call it a diet because it's a lifestyle.
Like, I've actually joined, well, it's now called WW, but it's everyone at Weight Watchers, but now they don't do that because they don't want people to think it's a weight loss program. It's more of a mindset of just changing your eating habits. You have a certain number of points a day, but then you have a weekly allowance. So if you go to a special event, a party, you can delve into your weekly allowance of points and, still stay within that. And you probably won't lose weight, but you won't gain weight either.
Right.
So, I've been successfully losing.
See, the biggest thing is really about having a calorie deficit. So, the U.S. says we're supposed to eat like 2,000 calories a day. I would cut that in half. That's just me. I cut that in half, and that's how I lost my weight. Because I don't believe that we need that many calories. And because the thing about it is, the reason why we need that they say we need that amount of calories is because most of the things that are cooked and processed have very high calories in them. So to cover that up, they tell you eat this amount of calories. But I can guarantee if you eliminate stuff like milk, cheese, bread, your calorie intake will be half of that, and you will feel so much better.
Yeah, I actually tried the calorie counting because of one way I have to get nutrition, and it it worked for a while, but then it's really stopped working, and I wasn't doing anything, getting anywhere.
What were you eating?
Honestly, it's hard to describe my diet because of my disabilities. But I will admit that because of the consistency, mostly sweets are the easiest for me to eat because of their moist consistency. Now I've learned I can't, that there's other things I can eat since I've joined Weight Watchers.
Like what?
Like cucumbers,
I love cucumbers.
like steamed vegetables, fish, things like that.
And you don't have to. The thing about people, when they make vegetables, they think, you can make them taste good. You can season them, you can put sauce on them, make them taste good, so you will want to eat them. You know what I mean?
I'll eat just fresh cucumber.
That's good. I love that too. I love cucumbers. But I know some adults, like 30s, 40s, who hate vegetables. They hate greens. Do any of you guys hate greens, hate vegetables?
No.
So how often do you eat vegetables?
Do you like vegetables?
I eat vegetables. I eat like corn and things like
That's good.
Jason's in really good shape. So
Yeah.
is Paul.
How often do you eat vegetables?
True confession,
Like-
Aretha, come on.
Like I just eat them because whether you like it or not, like you said, that's half your diet. And then if you don't eat it, and then your body will break down, and then you go back into depression, and stuff. To me, it's all about that mindset. It's like you want to set goals, you want to have community, and it's like, do you believe in yourself? Like, we can say it like all day long, but do you believe in yourself?
Exactly.
So, yeah, but yeah.
What about you?
I eat vegetables maybe once a week.
Once a
know
week?
I'm not doing good. I
Okay.
got to get back on my eating habit, right?
What's the vegetables you eat?
I like green beans. I love green
You
beans.
like green beans?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like corn too,
Like corn?
but I haven't been eating my vegetables like I used to.
So how does it make you feel when you don't eat the
I'm
vegetables?
tired and wore out and don't feel like doing anything. But I know I got to get back on my diet train. Well, not diet, but eating habit, right?
Yeah. And all you gotta do, you know, what I do is write it down. Write down the goals that you want to do, and I can guarantee you all that it will come to manifestation if you just write it down. If you say, hey, I want to eat vegetables this week, or hey, today is Thursday and I want to eat a sweet potato. Your mind's gonna remember that you said that. It's gonna make you go towards that goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sweet potato with butter and
Ooh, that sounds good.
sour cream.
Does it have to be sour cream?
Sour cream.
We don't. No.
I'm a Yankee.
Oh,
I don't know better. I didn't know any better.
I've never heard of a sour cream on a sweet potato. So is that good?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I put a lot of onions on it too.
Oh.
Onions.
You know, another really good choice for vegetables is to actually get, when you get the fresh vegetables, is to slice them and grill them.
Yes.
And grill them with like tons of garlic.
Yes. I love.
Grilled okra.
Yeah,
My
that's
dad
the
grills
best.
okra just like with like I think you put salt on them, but it's just grilled okra. Oh my gosh, I don't
What
have
kind
that.
of grilled vegetables are you talking about?
I do like different squashes,
Squash and
zucchini.
zucchini is my
And then
favorite.
you can also just, if you have a toaster oven, you can just stick them in aluminum foil and spray like Pam spray on them, and then put anything you want to season them if you want to block out the taste,
Okay.
and put them in a toaster oven in aluminum foil and
Yeah.
cook them. It's really easy to do, and it's a whole different feel about a vegetable.
Okay.
My dad does that.
Yeah, your dad's a really good cook.
My
I was
dad
watching
is-
online, and he says, he likes to say he's so proud of you, and that he's eating steamed catfish and broccoli as he's watching them.
No, he's making us hungry.
Well, thank
Come on.
you.
Michelle says that her favorite, that she loves cookies because pies are sometimes a little bit too sweet, but she eats veggies with it at least one meal a day, and that sweet potatoes and broccoli are her favorite.
Okay. So she
That's
sound like
nice.
she got a good eating habit. Yeah. So so it's really about. So do you guys meal prep or anything? No.
I'm not-
Meal prep? What would that mean?
So prepare your
Plan
meals.
ahead?
Yeah, prepare your meals for the week, or at least for the next day.
Because that's what a whole lot of chefs do. Speaking of chefs, that's what my brother is doing right now. He is preparing to be a chef, and I don't know if he's gonna open up his own restaurant, but keep on doing that, and just perfect your craft, and you'll be all right. So.
Like, do you get your brother some meal prep for you?
No, like I'll ask my brother like what are we having for dinner today, and then it like he believes in the healthy stuff too, so he'll put steak and like mashed potatoes, like asparagus. And then I won't go for the meat first. I'll go for the vegetable first.
Yeah.
So
Yup.
like you said, prepare your meals. Would that help you have a better eating habit?
Because a lot of times when we eat, we're so quick to get that fast food just so we can eat and get it out the way, right?
That KFC.
But if you have your meals prepped for the week, then you can just go in the refrigerator, grab it out, pop it in the microwave, and eat it.
Okay.
No,
You can
like,
also freeze them.
me,
Yeah.
I'm not the cook of the house.
I'm not either. My
But-
wife is.
But my dad, he just usually, I mean, we're both doing Weight Watchers and WWE. He just usually goes to the store and buys a bunch of things. And we have our typical rotation. Right now, it's usually chicken quesadillas. It's on Mission Carb, like healthier tortillas, and it has cheese and chicken. Sometimes I just get the cheese in mine and chicken on the side, or sometimes just the cheese. But we do that, or he'll be like, do you want chicken or fish? I'm like, I don't know. Whatever. But like, he just gets it, and we like usually decide like literally the night of. But right now we don't have any unhealthy things in our house.
And so how long have you been doing Weight Watchers?
I think I've been doing it for about a month.
A month?
Yeah.
And have you seen any good results?
Yeah, I've lost weight.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I've
So
lost 15 pounds
that's good. That's really good. Within the month?
within the month.
That's really
Maybe
good.
maybe a little bit more, but I know 15 at least.
More people should understand how to count those calories, though. You have to look at the food labels and see how many carbs are in there, how much fat intake is in there. And it helps. It helps you decide, should I eat this or should I not eat this? Should I wait? Have I had enough fat for the day? Let me go find me a vegetable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah, but it's really good with the Weight Watchers app. It has literally, if the food or anything has a barcode on it, it is in that app, and it'll tell you how many points, and it'll have the nutritional facts for it too. So
Can you get the app without being
Weight
part
Watchers?
of WW?
no, but they can do if you just want to do maintenance. That's why they went to maintenance. You can do just maintenance. I mean, you still have to pay. I think, not sure, but maintenance, which that just means they give you enough points to just maintain where you are, like your weight.
Do you guys look at food labels? Anybody in here look at food labels?
Oh yeah, I definitely do.
Do you guys pay attention to the serving sizes?
Oh yeah, especially in chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bag of chips is 15 servings. Come on.
Yeah. So you have to pay attention to serving sizes to see, how much of this should you eat. And me personally, I even eat less than the serving size.
Yeah.
Just because
Wow, you're amazing.
it's a mental thing. It's really
That's so cool.
eating right, physical wellness, being fit is really all about your mental. If you don't train your mind to pay attention to these things, then you're gonna overlook them. If you go into a restaurant and if your focus is I want to eat right, I want vegetables, your mind will not pay attention, or your eyes will not pay attention to the bad stuff that's on the menu. But if you go in there with the mindset of, oh, it's gonna be so hard to eat healthy today because I gotta eat at this restaurant, you're just gonna go straight to the steak and the potatoes. You know what I mean? So you just have to want to look for better food.
And there's some days where, because I know I'm on a point system, I've planned it out. If I know I have a big party that night, then during the day I try to eat like 0-calorie foods, like fruits and vegetables. Those are free points. You can eat as many of those as you want, and it's free points, no points. And so sometimes, yes, during the day I'll plan it. Like if I know I'm gonna have a piece of cake that night because it's a special occasion, I will during the day eat, chicken or fish, which are both also free points.
So all the healthy
things
stuff
like
are free
that.
points on Weight Watchers. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I wouldn't say all fruits and vegetables, and I know fish and chicken
Lean meat.
and eggs are free.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of free food.
See that to me, what that sounds like is that Weight Watchers has set it up to where if you really look at the point system, you're going to be able to eat nothing but vegetables and lean meats for for free points and it's not going to count against you. That's kind of the whole point. That's exactly what the paleo lifestyle is about. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's about eating lean meats and nothing but vegetables. Because when you start getting into those foods with high carbohydrates and things like that, those are those things that give you a lot of points. Is it?
Give you points, like like steak will give you points. I went on and I got a steak, but I had enough points for it. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
I fill up on vegetables. Like I make myself full off of vegetables. So sometimes I don't even look at meat. I don't look at chicken because I've already filled up on like zucchini and squash and carrots and things like that. I make myself full and I stay full for like 3 or 4 hours and it's time to eat again. And so I guess to me that no points thing just means that they're very, very low in calories.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh yeah. It's that's definitely.
So do you guys ever eat things and after you eat them you're like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that, or I wish.
Are you kidding? It's a daily ritual.
Really? So somebody tell me about it because I want to know because I haven't had that feeling in a long time.
I just want to hit you.
All right, we're gonna go around the table then.
What was you got, Paul?
How did you feel after you ate that fried chicken sandwich?
Yeah,
That
fried
was
chicken sandwich
this
today?
thick and this big.
No, it was a couple of weeks ago. Well, yeah, actually a month ago. Actually, Miss Jackie knows about this, but I came in here with the Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Oh, that thing got like 2,000 sodium in it, 2,000 grams of sodium.
But I tried it, and I'll be honest with you.
We're not advertising for anybody, Paul. Remember that.
But that thing just went straight to my stomach, and after that, I felt tired. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Is it good as they say it is?
no.
Yeah. Have you seen the nutrition label of that? I wish I could find it. Right, I don't have. It's on my
it's
phone. It's ridiculous.
And bringing up sodium is really important because I don't think most people realize what's the sodium count. Some people that are really watching will check sodium way before they ever check calories or
Yeah,
anything
a lot of
else.
people. Yeah, some people do. My cousin was that one. He was that way because he was scared of high blood pressure. Me, I'm scared of diabetes. So that was it. You got the first of all, you got to pick the disease that scares you the most. And I'm telling you, if you operate in that kind of fear, it'll make you do better. I'm telling you.
I'm hungry now.
But that was
Uh-oh.
that Popeye's chicken sandwich has 2,000 grams of sodium in it. So I can imagine why your stomach felt like that.
Yeah. But every now and then you can have your like cheat days. Like every now and then I have my cheat days.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you can't have your cheat days, but minimize.
You got to reward yourself. You can reward yourself. I mean, but you got to know when the reward is deserved and when it's not deserved. You know what I mean? If you've really done well, like when I first went vegan, I claimed myself to go vegan, but I would eat an Oreo ice cream from Sonic. That was my way of rewarding myself until my stomach really got tired of me doing it. And I was like, okay, because I started to fall deeper into the healthy eating lifestyle to where my stomach could no longer eat it. I could no longer accept it in my body anymore. But that's what you want to do. You want to build yourself
That
up.
would be a dream.
What would be a dream?
My body can't take those cookies anymore.
That's if you fill yourself up with vegetables, the vegetables will
you're
take
right.
over. So do you find it like hard to eat healthy? Anybody find it like hard to eat healthy? No.
If you really put your mind to it, because they got a program at Lakeshore they were doing it one time, and I was on it. And you could stay on it for so long, and I did the carb diet. and it was so hard, but I did it. After I did it, I didn't really want to eat any carbs, because whether you know it or not, you can't, with carbs, you can't eat any fruit no more than berries or strawberries or something. You can't eat apples, you can't eat oranges or bananas. They got a lot of carbs. You can eat any kind of meat, but no sweets, none of that. And I did it.
How long did you do it for?
I did it for like 3 months, and I lost
Wow.
like 48 pounds.
Really?
I lost
Wow.
a lot of weight.
Wow.
And then I started it back eating. But they keep calling me, want me to do it again. It's hard to do, but I did it.
So when was
So
this? How long ago was
carb,
this?
No carb
This
diet.
was last year.
No carb.
No, well, you have a limit. They like pull a ticket and give you other carbs, a fat amounts of carbs. So I can do but 50 carbs a day.
Good.
And that's real hard to do, 50 carbs.
That's what I try
Yeah.
every day. I try to keep my carb intake under 50.
Yeah.
Cause they said that's what keeps you lean.
Yeah.
That's what helps. So what made you go back to eating the carb?
After I got off the program,
So the
I
program.
stayed off it. I stayed off the program, and I stayed off on the diet for like another month.
Mhm.
And eventually I just started back.
Was it any type of emotional thoughts that were going on that made you go back to eating that way, or any type of stress? Because stress is a big
like
thing.
it's like every other day I say, well, I can try this because I'm off the diet. I can try this for a little while.
Mm.
Then eventually I just started back eating everything.
So the program made you it motivated you to do better.
Because you have to log in every day what you eat, and they can tell how many carbs you ate.
So how beneficial would it be for you to put yourself on your own program?
I think I could do it. I'm insinuating going on it again.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But didn't it help you knowing that Lakeshore was sort of hanging over you when you did that
Yeah.
nutritional?
Because you know, and then they call you every week, and you had to tell them everything you ate all that week. So it kind of motivated you to want to do it.
So you need me to call you every day? I'll do it. I'm telling you.
I mean, it really helped, and I'm gonna do it again.
You know, they say that it becomes a habit after 21 days.
Yeah. After I've been on
So-
so long, I didn't even want any of that sweets, anything. I didn't
That's
want none of that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, after what we saw today when we were at Lakeshore, you need to go back there. It's amazing.
I got to go over there and
Their
see it.
kitchen, oh my gosh.
Really, I haven't seen the
Fully
kitchen.
They just opened everything today,
Oh.
and it is unbelievable.
Oh wow.
It will make you so happy. You
Oh.
just have
So
no
it's for
idea.
the members, the kitchen and all that.
Well, they're different classes. Lorenzo just joined us. The big kahuna. What wasn't that kitchen for?
Yeah, they're gonna be teaching classes as nutrition lab. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. They introducing that as well as dance classes.
Oh.
Yeah, we heard you.
Oh.
We heard you.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I
did
got
some
in on one
moves.
of them. That right there was a workout.
He's tired now.
And they're gonna be also like working people remotely. So as we was there, they was actually having coaches training people remotely who could not physically be inside the building. And so, but it's pretty awesome. The facility's pretty awesome. You know, Chris, I guess I got one question I want to ask you. Just
Yes, sir.
piggybacking off of what Alita said. That's often a downfall for just about everyone who goes on diet. As long as they with the program, they're good. But you wasn't with a program, and so what type of frame of mind do you have to get yourself to be successful even when the program is not there?
So I look at it as holding myself accountable. So do you need anybody to tell you to get dressed in the morning or to brush your teeth in the morning? So if you say, hey, I don't want to have a stinky breath today, so let me go brush my teeth, or I don't want to walk around naked today, let me go put some clothes on, then I don't want to be unhealthy anymore. Let me put good foods in my body. That's how it should work. But we've been told for so long that we can just eat anything it's gonna, whatever happens, it happens, right? But if we pay attention to what's really happening as people get older, their heart is caving in, or their blood sugar is through the roof because of the things that's going inside their bodies. It's catching up with them as they get older. That's just like people who smoke cigarettes. The same thing happens over time. Your body begins to deteriorate. But if you take the necessary preventive measures, then it'll help you. It'll help that in the long run. So I think about all that. Like I said, my mindset, I have a fear of diabetes. So if you guys have a fear of any type of disease or any other diseases that could possibly harm your body, then I would also take that into consideration as well. Say, I don't want this. So let me put better foods into my body. Let me drink more water. You know what I mean?
Chris, can you take a couple questions from online?
Yes.
Okay, so this is from Christine Gardner. She actually has a couple questions. She wants to know what was the most challenging when you went off to college as a disabled person.
We answered that.
We've already answered that all.
All right, so you asked all of Christine Gardner's
Yeah,
questions?
we're live.
Okay. All right. What is your greatest accomplishment?
Oh, you know, I never answered that though.
Okay.
She asked me what my greatest accomplishment was. That's tough. 'Cause I've had a lot of accomplishments, and I want more. But I think that my biggest one is having a sound mindset. I was able to grow past my circumstances. And I think that's very important for all of us to do, because oftentimes we're put in a box by other people, and also put in a box by things that happen in our lives that we just can't control. But we have to be able to see past those issues, those circumstances, and look for a better goal. But as I stated earlier, we have to make that goal. If you don't have a goal to look towards, then you'll never try to reach it. If that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So, Christine Gardner also asked, and you may have gotten this one too, do you feel that comedy helps everyday life in issues like depression and OD?
Yeah, I answered that. Yeah, definitely comedy. Definitely,
Okay.
we've got to have fun with each other. We've got to laugh. But the thing about it is, like I said, you have to get around a good social environment, and you have to do healthy things that will make you laugh, and get away from those people that will drain your energy, because it's no good for any of us if we're around negativity all the time. It won't go anywhere. If you're around somebody that's depressed, you have to, if there's nothing you can do to help them with their depression, then you have to continue to go on about your life, and you have to let them handle their situation with God. That's the biggest thing, because we all have our own situations that we have to handle with God as well. And so if we're trying to stop someone else from feeling negative or feeling bad, and they're not wanting to change for themselves, then we're also draining ourselves by doing that.
Okay. So I'm guessing you asked an Omo Tyon question as well?
Yeah,
He had two questions. Well, that was one of them. The next one was, so what do you suggest for diabetes?
Yeah.
All right, great. Awesome.
So, this is one thing I want to say. I guess it would be under physical health. You can correct me if it should be under another health. But I think part of the healthness is when you have a disability or a chronic illness, you need to know when to say, okay, I don't need to do this. Know when to quit before you tongue-tied, before you overdo it. There you go.
It's
Before
called-
you overdo it.
That's called listening to your body.
Yes, I think it's very important to listen to your body.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, last Thursday, I didn't really want to listen to my body, and I didn't listen to my body. I came on here, but luckily enough, I had people here who know me well enough who could say, I mean, they weren't saying it meanly. They just could tell that I did not need to be here, that I needed to be laying down and resting. And so that is part of overdoing, especially if you have okay, I've just recently been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain issue. I will hurt every day, but probably for the rest of my life. But there's days that are better than others, and then there's things that you can do that you do, but then you get to a point where, okay, if I do any more, I'm gonna be overdoing it, and I'm gonna be paying the price for it. And I've learned it, and I did it. I knew I was gonna overdo it one day. It was for my puppy's first birthday. You know, I knew I would overdo it, and I paid dearly.
Right.
But it is very important to know if you have a chronic, whether it's a pain issue or fatigue or whatever your disability is or anything, if it has a point where you can get to where you overdo it, and it could put you in the hospital, or it could lay you up for mess you up for the next few days, you need to learn and listen to your body.
Now, I definitely encourage anybody who deals with any chronic pain issues or any chronic illnesses that reoccur to research foods that will help with those pain issues and those chronic reoccurrences. I do that for my own issues. I was diagnosed with what you call an overactive bladder. So, and that just comes from having to use a catheter and all that. So, but what I did was I began to research foods that helped with that overactive bladder, that helped with the inflammation, and the foods that I found and started to eat, they greatly reduced them. So I would encourage you to do that as well.
I haven't found any foods. I've researched about fibromyalgia. I haven't found anything.
If I find something, I'll let you know.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people think, say that with pain, you can't ignore pain, but you can. Because you can have pain, a lot of times they tell you just don't think about your pain. A lot of people complain, and I never forget, this old lady told me, one thing we do, we complain about the wrong thing. And you can have pain because y'all never know. I have pain every day. I have this nerve pain because my nerve was damaged so bad from my accident that the nerve pain that I have, it have me hurting all the time, but they give me medicine, but it don't help. I was taking that first, it was helping. And I have this, like on one side of my hip all the time, it hurt. It feel like I can feel it sitting on it, but I don't have any feelings there.
Oh, wow.
And I asked them, what is that? How can I feel it and I don't have any feelings? And with my leg, my left leg hurt all the time.
Wow.
So they had me on the riding, and I stopped taking that because it can cause you to have memory loss.
Okay.
So they started me now. I take like some Balta, and I have
That's what I want.
I take some Balta, but it also can cause a lot of problems. But I take it every day, but it really don't help. So I just got to the point now that I just ignore my pain.
Wow.
I don't really. If I think about it, it hurts. But if I don't, if you're gonna think about your pain, you're gonna really hurt.
Have you researched foods that would help with that as well?
Yeah, I mean, they said eat a lot of vegetables and stuff. And mine's with neuropathy, they call it neuropathy pain. You do a lot of exercise and stuff to help. So sometimes when I'm at home and I go to her and I just go in there and get some, they give me all kind of equipment. I just start exercising. You just forget the pain.
Aletha, what, can you describe what neuropathy is?
It's like a nerve damage, nerve pain. It's like a
And
real,
medically, there's no relief.
yeah. They done did all, they done did the, what you call, that thing on your back, they did all kinds of surgery, not surgery, it's like a procedure they did on my back to stop the pain. That didn't stop. They did,
Oh, the epidurals?
yeah, when they stick the needle in
Yeah.
there, and that didn't help.
No.
None of that helped. They did it on my leg, but now I got to the point I don't let it bother me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And hopefully, I mean, there's like, I mean, just last Thursday, it just was like ridiculously severe. I mean, I'm hurting today, but yeah, look, I mean, like you, I ignore.
Yeah.
I handle pain very well. It has to be really severe for me not to do something. But yeah, I have neuropathy as well. So
You know, my best friend, he's, I mean, gone home to be with the Lord now, but he was in pain all the time. He was a quadriplegic, he was in pain all the time. And you know, no matter how much pain medication he took, he still was in pain. Of course, the doctors will call it phantom pain. You know, but it's real to them. But yeah, but go ahead. You continue.
So, I mean, so yeah, those things with pain, I definitely would encourage you guys to really research the foods and get those vegetables that will help, because they will help over the medicine that's being given from doctors and stuff. Also, have you guys ever looked into like herbal medicine as well, like natural medicine? Okay, that's something that I would encourage you guys to look at as well, because a lot of those herbal medicine come from plants and things, so it comes directly from the earth. So I would definitely encourage that. You can go to like a health food store, something of that nature, and ask them, hey, I have pain here in my knee, I have pain, where else do you have pain in your knee, in your
Yep.
knees and hips? I would ask them at a health food store. You know where a health food store is located at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going over there while I live.
Okay, I would definitely ask them, like, is there something that they think that will help?
Okay.
I just remembered, actually, one thing I did find for fibromyalgia, it said caffeine helps. Like, I mean, not helps. Caffeine can make it
Do
worse.
you drink coffee?
Nope.
Caffeine can make it worse.
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's one thing. I've been looking up tips.
So, okay, so you
So-
found something that says what?
Yeah,
what triggers it.
it just now.
Yeah, I mean, and research is a big thing, and sometimes there'll be articles that will cover up the actual facts. So you have to kind of decipher what's real and what's not, and what's helpful and what's not. So, like I said, if I find anything, I will definitely I'll bring it to you.
I'm willing to try anything.
You know, you have the greatest resources in the United States right at Lakeshore. The absolute best, probably in the entire nation. And they have a lot online, so they wouldn't say it was so if it wasn't. Because their relationship with UAB, you know, with all these other different institutes, huge. Colorado, I mean, it's big.
So, and also, you guys have to do things that are mentally stimulating as well. That's a big thing, and it plays a part as for physical wellness as well. So anything that makes your mind, like word puzzles, if that helps you, or does anybody like do like play Sodexo, math skills, anything like that? Things like that will help you with your physical wellness as well, because it keeps your mind going. People who like sit around and watch TV all the time, it deteriorates. My grandma talks about my grandfather all the time. My grandfather would sit in front of the TV and watch TV for hours while she's in her rocking chair doing crossword puzzles. And she'll say stuff like, yeah, his mind just going bad. Meanwhile, she remembers stuff from when they first started dating in 1950. You know what I mean? So, so that's very important to make sure your mind is stimulated as well. That's why it comes with researching these things. If it's important for you to find out facts about what works for your type of chronic illnesses, then that should be something in your brain that helps you decipher through all the different types of research that is there. So it may be a little bit hard for you guys to find that information, but if it's something that's really important to you, I think that it will help if you really put your mind to looking for those foods that will help you. And so one thing I want to do with you guys, I want you guys have pen, right? Pen and paper. I want y'all to write down like physical wellness goals. Any type of goals that will help you. Now I told you different categories. I'm gonna say it again, so you have them. So those goals are physical wellness. That physical wellness is like lifting weights and stuff like that, right? So you have emotional wellness, occupational wellness, intellectual wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness, and environmental wellness.
Just physical wellness goals.
So
That's what we're talking about.
We're talking about yeah, but all those things fall under physical wellness as well. So anything in your life that you think may be stopping you from achieving the best physical wellness that you can, whether it be something internal, whether it's something mental, whether it's something external like family or your household, things like that. Write down the goals that will help you achieve the best physical you that you can be.
Okay. Are you asking us things that we need to start implementing, or just suggestions that we have?
Things that you need to start implementing,
Okay, all right.
or things that's not working, you can change those things.
Okay.
Can it be things like saying stick to something you're already doing?
Mm-hmm. But the goals need to be specific.
Yeah. How many do you want us?
However many it takes for you, at least 3.
Would like reading be a?
That's intellectual.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, actually, it's spiritual because I'm saying reading the Bible because I need to do that more.
So it's really both.
Yeah. I'm a big TV watcher.
You are.
I can't get that.
Do we have to share these?
Do you guys want to share them?
Yeah, I'd like to share mine
Okay.
whenever you're ready.
I'm gonna give you a little more time.
Let's see which
I'm getting mine through before I put them on. My writing is not good.
You got yours in your mind? So, all right, so I'm gonna let you go first then.
Stimulation
Okay.
to stay stimulated.
Okay.
How are you gonna do that?
How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to try my best to eat what I'm supposed to eat and stay on track and be better for myself.
Okay.
Good job,
Good.
Trudy.
Good.
Want to come clockwise?
Yeah, you can go clockwise. Yeah.
Is that your own?
Eat like
Is that your
fruit.
own goal? Only goal? She may have more.
That's
all she-
it. That's it for right now.
Like eat like made fruit, vegetables, and like juice or water.
What you drink now?
Like that. Like some juices or something like that.
You drink soda a lot?
Something, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you plan to reduce the soda that you drink?
Yeah, most of it, yeah.
Okay,
Drink like water sometimes.
okay,
Awesome.
okay. That's good. That's good. Now you guys gotta stick to these goals. So when you get done, what I want you to fold the piece of paper up and put it in your wallet or your purse. I got wallets or purses.
Mine's a whole piece of paper. I need some scissors.
You got, but I want you to have it somewhere where you'll always be able to reach for it.
I just need scissors to be able to cut this. I don't. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, so as for me, I say, back when I first got injured, Chris, man, I was sick a lot, in the hospital a lot, and so I started getting intentional about, my health, and so what I stopped drinking sodas, a lot of juices. Just like now, all I drink is water, and I'll add in, like cranberry juice or orange juice occasionally, but for the most part, water. And then I would get constipated a lot also, because losing the ability to, to control your bowels and having your own bowel program. And so I ate a lot of like hamburger and beef, stuff like that. So I got constipated a lot. And so I stopped eating beef and I stopped eating pork. A lot of people, that's a religious thing. No, it had nothing to do with religion, it had to do with my bowels weren't moving.
Right.
I was feeling bad. Yeah. And so, but after I stopped doing that, so my diet kind of a lot of grilled chicken, a lot of, fish occasionally. I'll use turkey in the place of everything that used to do beef. And of course I love beans.
Yeah, me too.
They love beans. I don't like to eat bread, period.
Right.
I really don't even like it on my sandwich. It just make me feel like blah.
Yeah, everything is time. I used to eat it.
And I try to eliminate rice, stuff like that. And so, but one thing that and honestly, since I've got intentional about it, man, I've seen a big improvement. Like right now, I haven't, been to a hospital since 2010.
That's good.
That's almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And I'm a quadriplegic. You know what I'm saying? So that's
It's big.
that's big.
Yeah.
But one thing that I need to improve in, the one thing is that I need to exercise more. I'm very active, but I don't intentionally exercise.
Right.
And I may start it, like I'll go out home, I'll get leg weights put on my arm, exercise, I'll do my whole routine, give me 30 minutes in, I may do it for 2 weeks straight, and then I may have a long day, real tired, feel like doing it today, and then, skip another day, I may go 2 weeks. So I need to get more intentional about physical exercise,
Yep. Okay, that's good. That's really
I
good.
was shocked when I saw you today in the class because I never saw you move like that before. And I've known you 8 years. And I'm like, you're gonna start taking these classes. This is great.
That's pretty awesome. I'm like,
That cla-
it was a dance class over at
oh, it was in that new part of the building.
So
It's
I was in the
movement?
The lady was doing, it was pretty cool.
She was really neat. I have a video of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, we're
We'll
having
see,
a,
time's gonna be running out. So.
We actually got 11 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, mine is, I already told you, I need to get back on my trend of my weight loss. Because I always have been particular about my weight. I never would gain weight. Before I had the accident, I had never been sick. I had never had surgery. I had never been in the hospital. I never had no kind of problems. I always healthy. I had never even had a stitch from a cut.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I always was healthy because I always kept up with my diet. And now it's like I'm getting to the point that I'm letting it go. And one thing in my family is high blood pressure.
Okay.
Because I got 2 sisters and a brother died from high blood pressure. I had a sister had a heart failure. I had a sister had a massive heart attack from a stroke. She had a stroke. And then I had a brother that had a heart attack.
Wow.
So that runs in my family with heart problems. So I got to get back on that trend of keeping myself healthy like I used to. But because in this chair, I can tell the difference. Now, it's like I'm filling up my chair now.
Yeah, yeah. I understand. I understand.
And I can see that I'm gaining too much weight, and I know that I'm gaining weight, but I hadn't made it in my mind to just set myself to start doing right, and I know I need to.
I understand. It's also all about it's a mindset, but it's about understanding, you know, what's going on with the foods. No, understanding that it's more poison in the foods nowadays than ever before.
Yeah.
You know, it's more acid, it's more chemicals in the food than ever before. So we have to be careful about what we eat. We can't say, I can look at my grandma and say she's 80, she's been eating pork all her life, right? But at the same time, she also accumulated a few illnesses that were caused more than likely by the foods that she was eating over the years.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna. That's almost like the elephant in the room that nobody's gonna talk about, though.
Yeah.
You know, because my grandma even tells me, she says, it's all in your mind that pork makes your stomach hurt. That's what she tells me, but it's really not. Like when I eat pork, it makes my stomach. I haven't eaten pork in probably 7 years, but before I officially stopped, I was sporadically eating it, and every time I would eat it, it would kill my stomach every single time. It wasn't a myth, you know. It wasn't something I just made up in my mind, but that's what she believes because that's what she grew up on. But we just have to understand that times are different. Just like things cost more, food is bad for you more. You know what I mean? Paul?
Well, for me, you know, give back more, you know, because a lot of us is focusing, a lot of today is focused on receiving, especially this generation. Now Christmas, I used to want all this stuff, but now I don't. I just want money, and I just want to give back more, because you know, we get so caught up in you know, receiving, you know, we forget about the true thing.
Yeah.
It's giving. And if you give back more, and then you'll feel better about yourself.
That's right.
Saying that I should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah. It makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number two. Number two. Now, number two is very important to me because I drink tea. Now, you know, I can't go out a day without drinking my tea. but number two for me is definitely drink more water, because whether you like it or not, our body's made up of 80% water.
That's right.
So why not give it back with some more?
That's right. And all those foods I mentioned, alkaline foods and leafy vegetables, all this, those are made up of mostly water.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta keep that in mind. If you're gonna eat a lot of sweet tea, just make sure you put a lot of good vegetables and water in your body so it'll flush all that sugar out.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the sweet tea and a lot of the acid, a lot of the bad drinks goes to your kidney, goes straight to your kidneys.
That's right.
Which I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It goes straight to your kidney.
Yeah.
But number three is eat more seafood.
Eat more seafood.
Cause, you know, for me, I'm more of a seafood person. Cause in Florida, that's all we eat. Because I do not like land food as much. So for me, you know, eat more seafood, you know, like eat more like fish and, you know, stuff like that. And
That's good.
and
Just not fried.
yeah, not fried. Well, every now and then fried,
You gonna
get
reward
some fried
yourself?
catfish, you know, stuff like that. But for me, you know, eat more seafood. Yeah,
Okay.
eat more seafood, and you'll feel better about yourself.
Good job.
You know.
Okay.
Good, Brittany.
Okay.
So my first one is learn how best to deal with my fibromyalgia
Okay.
because that's brand new.
Okay.
So
Good.
learning how best to deal with it. My second one is stick to Weight Watchers.
Okay.
My third one is reading my Bible more. And my fourth one is try to walk the dogs more.
Do you ever find, I have a question, do you ever find yourself with a lot of questions when you do read the Bible?
Yeah, sometimes probably, yeah.
Do you ever find ways to get those questions answered?
I don't know. Sometimes. I don't remember.
I'm
I don't
asking.
remember. I think I usually talk to my pastor or my dad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm only asking because that helps, because if we're, a lot of times when we read the Bible, a lot of people finish reading confused. They get confused with the names, and that stops them from reading.
Yeah.
You know, it stops.
That doesn't stop me from reading. I'm just like, okay, that's the person's name.
Right, but some people are that direct or that analytical that they can't get past the fact that they can't pronounce that name. You know what I mean? And so and then it stops them from understanding what the word really meant. So it is good that you have an outlet to go find those answers to those questions that you have, because everybody does not. For me, I research when I have questions about the Bible. I start to research the internet just to see what people are saying and how group discussions are being had. And then after reading that, after reading their discussion, and after reading the Bible, I come up with my own conclusion. And if my conclusion makes sense to me, then I'm good for the time being. But if it doesn't, then I gotta keep looking for answers.
Wow, that's interesting. Well,
I love that.
I hate to do this to everyone, because you'll never know what mine are. It's time to close. No, Brittany, really, hon, we can discuss it afterwards, but it's time to close. And Chris, you're amazing, and we had a great time, and you were really, really inspirational.
Hands out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank you all for watching, and thank you for coming and joining us today, Lorenzo. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Also, we want to thank Alabama Care for taking us live.
Yeah.
We really
Nate,
appreciate it.
who's
Thanks,
just
Nate.
in the background, thank you so much.
Thank you. Everybody online, thank you for joining in. See you next week.